Hey, it's Benjamin Pang here, founder of BenjaminPang.com. I teach network marketers, home business owners on how to use online strategies to build a business. And today, particularly, we're going to talk about the automatic prospecting machine. It's a brand new concept where you'll be able to recruit prospects, recruit reps with Facebook Messenger automatically without breaking your fingers, sending out thousands of social media messages, right? So as you can see on my screen, if you haven't used Facebook Messenger before, it's basically a way to message people on Facebook privately. So if you have been doing that, if you have been sending out private messages to prospect people, and you probably have experienced the situation where you send out like tens, 20s, or even hundreds of messages a day, if provided that Facebook is going to allow it. To your prospects, and it takes so much time to respond to them, because imagine you do it every single day, and then it's gonna be piled up. Like, people from 5 days ago is gonna respond to you, and you end up have thousands of people you're talking to, which is great, right? You're generating a lot of leads, but you are involved, you're heavily involved in this process, and there's no leverage. Let's say you're sick and you're out for vacation. You cannot do that anymore, right? And that's why I bring to you this new concept, which allow you to automatically prospect people on Facebook Messenger for you, and so that you can generate leads and you can generate sales, recruits on autopilot. All right. So before we start, um, if you have heard of No Excuses Summit, basically I spoke on the stage and share some of the concepts that I have used to generate thousands of commissions. And also I have been speaking in Elite Marketing Pro Fast Track Workshop. I was invited to talk about this particular concept, how to use Facebook Messenger to actually create or generate leads, and to actually 10x your business. Right? So I've also earned more than 8,000 with this concept, 8,000 commissions with this concept, which I'm going to teach you. And it's really cool. I was, partnering with Brandy Shaver, and we were doing a launch, and we generated so much leads, generated so much interest, but it's all autopilot, right? We didn't talk to each prospect personally, right? They just come in, and we went through the automatic prospecting machine, and then at the end they either decided to buy, or they decided to to get more information, right? So what you will learn in this course, right? So you will learn what's a chatbot, right? So if you was wondering how you can set up this automatic prospecting machine, is basically the question should be how you can actually set up a chatbot, which is a new concept on Facebook, which allows you to talk to people automatically. All right. So you will also learn how to use chatbot to automate selling and recruiting. You will also learn how to draft your chatbot the right way to increase sales and recruits, and how to create a chatbot using ManyChat. So it's a software online which you can use. It's very simple. It will help you set up a chatbot in very short amount of time, right? In less than an hour. And lastly, you will learn how to generate quality traffic to your chatbot, so that you can generate more leads and sales. Because if you have a bot but it's not talking to anyone, it's not gonna generate leads and sales for you, right? So we want to learn how to generate some traffic to your chatbot, so that you can continuously generate leads and prospect for your business, for your network marketing business, right? Now, what's a chatbot? So by dictionary, chatbot is a computer program designed to simulate conversation with human users, especially over the internet. All right, so I'm going to show you what this means on Facebook Messenger. I'm going to demo it to you, how it works and how you can set it up as well. Now, before we start, going into how to set up a chatbot and stuff like that, we have to choose a path. All right. So a lot of people come to me and say, how can I set up a chatbot to, recruit, to sell products and do this and do that. But they forgot the point where, you have to focus your energy into setting up one thing first and be really good at it before you branch out to the next thing, right? So you have to choose a path and set a goal, right? If you are given this superpower to be able to set up a chatbot, right? What do you want it to do for you, right? Do you want to sell more products or do you want to recruit more reps, right? So pick one and start from there, okay? And you want to know about the difference between action versus progress, because sometimes chatbot becomes a shiny object for people because they were looking a way out, right? They think that they don't have to talk to people anymore. They don't want to talk to humans, right? But they're in network marketing business, and they heard that, oh, Facebook Messenger, you can automate prospecting, and they think that this is the solution, right? And they take all these actions, but there's no progress because they just take random actions, and there's no goal, right? They don't have a goal when they come to chatbot, right? So you have to choose a path, set a goal. Otherwise, you're gonna waste all this time taking the actions, setting a chatbot, and bringing you nowhere. All right. Versus if you set a goal saying that you want to build your team to, you know, 10 people, right? 10 additional reps in the coming month with chatbot. That's a goal, right? And whatever actions you take against this goal is your progress, right? It's gonna bring you along the progress. It's gonna help you make progress, right? So it's very important to set a goal, not just take random actions and use chatbot out of weakness, right? Not to escape from talking to humans, connecting with your leads, your prospects. It's not for that, right? It's basically giving you a leverage to build your business faster. All right. So with that said, do you want to increase your retail, or do you want to increase your recruit? Right. So pick one and start from there. Now, how do you draft? How do you draft your chatbot in the right way, so that you can increase your sales and recruits? Right. Again, action versus progress. You can take a lot of actions, create the chatbot the way that you want, but it might not make you any progress. All right. If your goal is to increase sales or recruits, then focus on that. Right. So I'm gonna start with how you can increase your sales. Right. How you can create more sales. So the goal here is to help and assist prospects to try products, right? To answer the questions, and then if they're comfortable, then move on to the next step, which is to buy your product, right? And after that, you can potentially ask them, hey, would you like to refer others, or refer this product to other people, and create commissions from that, okay? And lastly, you want to take the conversation offline once they become qualified, right? You have to determine what means someone is qualified for you, right? For me, if they want to buy product or if they want to build a team with this product, then they qualify, right? And I want to spend more time with those people so that I can actually have a way for them to schedule a time with me to talk on the phone, right? Now, so I'm gonna go through this example. It may or may not be right for your business, but it's a template, it's a structure where you can adopt and use it in your business as well. All right. So in your messenger conversation, right? Usually it start with the prompts, right? Hi John, thanks for commenting on my post. Let's say they are interacting with you, and that's the best way to respond to prospect because they're already talking to you, right? So you want to grab that chance to actually build a relationship. And then you might say, are you open to learn more about the product? And are you ready to try it out? So the conversation might be longer, but this is just an example, right? So the second stage is like, how to get the product, right? Once they, get enough information and they want to actually buy the product, then you want to give them instructions. So you will say, great, here are 3 simple steps to get the products, and then you move on to the next step, right? After they buy the product, and then you might say, by the way, right, are you looking to just try the product, or are you open to referring this to other people and earn commissions, right? So lastly, you want to schedule a time with them. You might say, great, let's hop on a call so that I can give you more details, and here's my contact information. All right. So with that said, let's say this is your conversation and you have drafted because you have talked to tens, 20s people, and then this is the conversation that it would go. And you're looking to automate this conversation with chatbot. Right, so I'm going to show you how you can do it next, so that you don't have to manually go through all these conversations and qualify the leads and stuff like that. All right, so the software that we're going to use to automate this is called ManyChat. All right, so what is ManyChat? So again, ManyChat is just software to automate or to help you set up a chatbot so that you can automate your conversation. So if you go to Google and type in ManyChat, basically, it's the first website show up over here. So after you click on it, you'll be brought to the home page. So let's say we're not logged in, right? So let's say we're not logged in. You can see the pricing over here. There's a free plan and there's a pro plan. So you definitely start with the free, which will give you a lot of features, right? Anything that you need to set up your bot initially. And once you have more subscribers, you want to go more advanced, then you can go to the pro version, which is the paid version. All right. So I'm not going to go too deep into the pricing, but you'll be able to start for free on ManyChat and how to create your chatbot. All right. So it's great to have a tool for you to do this, and it's for free. Right, you don't want to add any additional costs to your current business, right? Now, so what is the requirement for using ManyChat, right? You might think, oh, you can just start right off and it's gonna hook up to your Facebook personal profile, voila, it's gonna work. But the only requirement that you need for ManyChat to work is that you need a fan page, right? So to create a Facebook fan page is actually very simple. I'm not gonna go into too much details, but you can just click on the right hand side on the drop down over here, and you can say create page, right? Click on create page, and then you can just pick the page that you want to create. Let's say you're creating a public figure page, and fill the details, and then you will have your page. All right. Now, assuming that you have your page already, the next step would be to connect the page to ManyChat. All right. So the way to connect is in this drop down over here. You just have to click Add New Page. All right. So you see that I have a lot of pages over here, and it will ask you to sign in to Facebook. All right. After signing in, you will see a list of pages that you have created already. So all you have to do is click on Connect. Let's say I am connecting, this page over here, and then it will show up. It will show back up in the home page over here. Okay. So it's very simple. In 1 minute, you can, just click on this drop down, add the new page, and voila, it's connected. All right. So I have went through, the initial 2 steps on how you can connect your fan page to your chatbot, and let me show you how you can set it up in just 15 minutes so that it's up and running, so that it actually talks to, it knows how to talk to somebody, right? First is that as I said before, the requirement is you must have a fan page. So if you don't have a fan page, just create one. And the next step will be to connect it. All right. So to connect it, you just have to go to ManyChat after you log in, and then it will prompt you to connect to your Facebook. Okay, so if you click on this drop down and add new page, you'll be able to select from a list of pages that you already have on your Facebook. All right, so all you have to do is to click connect. Since I've connected with my page, I'm just gonna go back. Now, what's next? You want to set up your welcome message because when people come across your fan page, they may not know what to do, right? And ManyChat allows you to create a welcome message so that people know what the chatbot is about, how they can interact with you and stuff like that. Now, to set up the welcome message, you just have to go to automation and welcome message. All right. So this is my welcome message, and as you can see, there's an image. It definitely attract more attention, and there's message underneath it, and there's also what to do next, right? So I'm not gonna go into details because I'm gonna cover this in depth later on, how you can actually create your messages so that you can get more engagement, right? So this is how you can set up your welcome message under this menu. Now, the next thing we're going to cover is that how you can create your menu items. All right. So what is the menu? So how do you set up the main menu? That's what it called in ManyChat. So you just again have to go to automation and go to main menu. And you can basically set up your menu items over here. So where is it gonna show up on your prospects messenger, right? So how can you set up your menu items? And where does it show up on your prospects Facebook Messenger? So first of all, you have to go to the automation again, and then go to main menus, and then it will bring you to this page where you can set up your menu items. All right, and it basically show up in people's messenger under the area that people can type in the message. All right. Now, as you can see, I have set up a free MLM guide because so this page is focusing on recruiting. All right, so I'm basically providing value, teaching people how to build the MLM network marketing business. So when people come here and talk to me, they actually see menu items, and they can choose from if they want the free MLM guide, then they can click on this item and get more information, right? So I'm going to show you how it actually works over here. So now this is my phone. When I click on it, it will actually show the two levels that I've set up over here. And when I click on this item, they will be brought to my website. Okay, so this is something that you can think about it, how you can utilize the main menu so that you can actually present information to other people without them asking you. Next, we have the I don't know reply because your chatbot is not 100% accurate, is not as smart as you. So when people are typing in messages that it doesn't recognize, so you want it to have like a default message. So let's say, I was just randomly typing, hey Ben, and you want to set up this auto reply so that it will say, hey, would you like to start a chat with Ben? Okay, so to set this up, you just have to go to automation again and then go to default reply. All right, so you have all these goodies under automation. Now, and if let's say it's the first time that you set this up, click edit message, and then you can change the message over here. Okay, and you can really change this around and do anything you want, but for me, I actually want them to start a chat with me if I don't understand what they're talking about, right? So this chat with Ben again, it will basically send a message to me, and I'll basically go through how to set this up in the next item. which is over here. Notify me when prospects qualify, right? In certain conversation you want to bring to your attention, right? Let's say they said that they're ready to buy, or let's say in this case, the chatbot doesn't know how to interact with them. You want to set up this notify admin action. So what this will do is that Facebook will send you a notification through email or messenger telling you, or actually sending this message to you, and you can customize this, right? So I can say, full name. Again, this full name is basically referencing the full name of the prospect, right? And again, Facebook has all the information of your prospect. So if you're wondering how is this possible, it's just possible because Facebook has their information, right? So you can say full name, want to talk to you through default reply, and please respond ASAP, right? So you will get this message in your messenger and email so that you can actually go to your inbox and actually reply to these people. Okay, now that's how you set up this notify action. So let's move on to the meat of how to actually use or set up ManyChat, create all those conversations to automate the sales and recruit, right? So you gotta master the basics that I'm gonna teach you here, because this is the core of setting up the chatbot, right? It's very simple. The first thing is the magic word, all right? So I have mentioned it a little bit earlier. The magic word is their name, all right? So if you are setting up a conversation, let's say over here, and you actually want to personalize this, right? You want to say first name. Hey, first name, would you like to start a chat with Ben? All right. Again, the way to add this first name is go to the people icon over here and click on, you can choose first name, last name, full name, any other information, but you probably want to go with first name. All right. So hey, first name, would you like to start a chat with Ben? And that's the magic word. If you call out the name, it's so much personal than just saying, hey, would you like to start a chat with Ben? They think that, it's just another copy and paste message, even though they're actually talking to a chatbot. But if you add the name, it just feels different, right? It feels smart, and they're more likely to engage, to respond to the chatbot. Okay, so the next thing is the PTC method. All right, so I'm going to show you in this example. So we go back to our welcome message. Basically, I'm using the PTC method. So what is this PTC method, right? So P stands for picture, T stands for text, and C stands for call to action. All right, so for some of your message, you want to actually have a picture and then text underneath it, and then a call to action. Okay, so why do we want a picture, right? Because if you look at your conversations with your friends or with your partners, prospects, you probably realize that you have sent very little text, but sometimes you send send images, right? And those catches people attention, right? When they have a picture, maybe you're showing something funny, you're showing a gist, but that always catches attention. So you want to have some sort of picture, and then your message, and then at the end you want to provide them a way to actually interact with the chatbot. So in this case, obviously I'm asking a question. Can I use this chat to show you how to sponsor 27,000 reps and 7,000 new customers in less than a year, right? Choose one below. So over here, I'm giving explicit instruction on how to interact with the bot, which is to click the button below, right? Choose one below. So if they choose yes, then I can have a different conversation. If they choose no, and then I can add something else. But you can see how smart you can actually program this bot to actually talk to people when they answer differently, right? Versus if you send out emails, you have no way to interact with them, right? It's a one-way conversation. Let's say you're sending out like a broadcast message, and you treat everybody the same, right? But over here with ManyChat, you can actually ask questions, and based on the answers, you can respond differently. All right, so the next basics is the three-line rule. All right, so what's the three-line rule? I have seen conversations like this example over here. You know, it's it's basically a long message to pitch what he has to offer, right? What he has to sell to me, right? So we don't want that, because when people see long messages like this, first of all, they're like, you know, it's probably spam, because your friends won't talk to you like that, right? Now, that's why we have the three-line rule, where you want to set up your message like this, right? It's very short, and let me give you a a better example. Tests. So we're gonna start from scratch. So let's say going back to our examples before. So this is the conversation, right? So let's say, hi John, thanks for coming on my post. You open to learn more, right? So of course, first of all, I would replace this with first name, okay? And you want to set a fallback to it. Let's say Facebook somehow cannot figure out the first name. You want to say, hey there, right? Hey there, thanks for commenting. So this is good, and you want to chop up. Let's say this is too long, right? And you want to create a different bubble. So you just have to hit text, and then it will create a different chat bubble. And this is how it will look, right? So, hi Benjamin, thanks for commenting on my post. See how smooth this is. Instead of just a long, big message, it's chopped up into two different bubbles, right? When people read it, it's much more natural. It sounds, from actual human, right? So let's see how this works. So you can see how this show up. So this is my phone, and you can see, hi Benjamin, thanks for commenting. Again, Facebook knows I'm Benjamin, so it replaces first name with Benjamin. And then thanks for commenting on my post. Are you open to learn more? Okay. So this is a three-line rule. Basically, you don't want to have more than 3 bubbles. Okay. So because let's say you're still chopping it up, and then you have 3 bubbles, and whatever you say over here, and then let's say you chop this up again, it's too much, right? People cannot consume so much information in just one go, all right? Even though you're chopping it up. So the way to do this is actually, let's say this is just 2 message. You want to add a button so that they can interact with you, and they feel like it's a conversation. You say something, and then they get a chance to respond, and then you say something more. Okay, so you want to simulate a human conversation and human interaction as much as possible with chatbot. Okay, now the button can be, are you open to learn? Of course, it's yes or no question. Yes. And which brings us to the next concept, which is the emojis for life. All right, so you want to make it fun. That's the bottom line, right? You want to use emojis so that people feel like they're having fun interacting with the chatbot instead of just plain old text and yes or no question, right? So you can add the emojis with this smiley face icon over here. Okay, so you can pick any emojis you want. If it's a yes, then you probably want to say yes, right? Thumbs up. And then since you want to have a next message, so you want to say send message, and when you click on this, it will show it show you the next screen where you can customize the next conversation. All right, so you can basically program the entire conversation that I had before, right? So how to get products. So let's say they answer they want to get products, right? Okay, so you would say, great, here are 3 simple steps to get the product, and then you would say 1 something and 2. So again, don't go over the 3 bubbles. So you wanna probably have 1, 2, and 3 over here. All right, and then add a button, and then provide something that they can interact with. Okay, now going back to our basics, I have mentioned this already. The next step buttons, you want to give them a way to interact and point them to the next step. All right. So I just want to adjust this a little bit because I was asking, are you open to learn more about this product, or are you ready to try it out? So it's actually not a yes/no question. So I will change this to learn more about product. Okay, and this one is, so I am ready to buy. All right, cool. So this one you can use probably a credit card icon, which is if you keep scrolling down, you will see this credit card icon. All right, now you can play around with it, and then you can use any emoji that you want. Okay, so why is it red over here? You just hover the warning message must be less than 20 characters long. Okay, so so make it shorter, right? Learn about the product. Learn about product. The product. All right. Is it good? Nope, not good. Okay, learn about product. I think we're good. All right, we're still not good. So let's shorten it to more info. You can see, you just have to play around with it and see, how to come with the best approach to interact with them, right? Again, there's no perfect way. You want to have concise text so that, so that it falls within ManyChat's requirement, and also it's easy to play around with, right? People don't have to read a lot of text to actually understand what you're talking about. All right. So the warning message here is actually just telling you to set up the message over here. Now, I want to go through some of the other action which can be triggered after the button is pressed. Okay, so this is pretty fancy, right? You can trigger a next conversation, or you can actually open up a website, right? Let's say they're ready to buy, you want to send them a link, and you can actually have a button and say, in this case, right, you want to open up a website, and maybe this is yourcompany.com / maybe your affiliate ID and the product, right? Whatever the link is. So you can actually program it so that when they click on the icon, it brings up a website so that they can buy. All right, see how cool that is, right? You can automate the conversation. Not only that, when they're ready to buy, you can actually point them to your shopping cart, and voila, they buy the product on their own. And maybe after a couple of days, you just have to follow with them, right? Now the next thing is, so if let's say you don't want to send them to a website, you can actually provide them a way to call you, and you can also do all these actions over here. But these are more advanced stuff, so I'm not going to go over these. But the additional action, I was mentioning how you can send a notification to yourself when they click on a certain button, right? So in this case, when they click on this button, maybe you want to notify yourself, which is the min. And this one actually requires the pro subscription. All right, so you can use it, or you can actually manually check your ManyChat and see if you want to respond to them, right? So this notify admin provides you a way to notify yourself when certain qualified actions are taken, right? So this is basically the actions that you can take with the button. And let's go back to the power of qualifications. All right. So I actually went through this already. How you can actually qualify people with asking questions. So if you are, this is basically a qualifying question. All right. If you imagine you are the customer himself, and somebody send you a message and say, "Hey, I saw you commenting on my post. Here's the link to buy. I'm giving you a 20% off. Sign up now or buy now." You feel like it's a spam, right? And you know that person didn't even get your permission to send you a link, right? So over here, you want to leverage the power of qualification. You want to ask them your qualification questions, right? So in this case, I want to qualify them. I want to see if they are serious buyers or they just want more information or they're just looking around, right? Just like you go into the store and that the salesperson is saying, how can I help you? Instead of saying, hey, buy this. This is on sale. This is gonna be great for you, when they don't even know about you. So figure out your qualifying questions, and when you ask them, and you can basically bring them to different conversations based on their answers. So in this case, if they want to learn more, you send them more information. If they are ready to buy, then you send them to your website, right? Now, meaning they have control of what they want. So when you give the power to prospects, when they feel like they have control in the conversation, they feel much more comfortable in buying from you, in joining your company, because you're not pushing something down their throat, right? So lastly, tag everything. So what does it mean? Manager gives you the ability to tag people when they interact with your chatbot. So let's say they want more info. You can actually don't click on the arrow, because that's going to bring you to the next conversation. Just click on the button itself, and under action, you want to say add tag. Okay. And based on the button over here, let's say they click on more info, you want to tag them with, let's say, more info, right? So this will allow you to actually go back later on and see, oh, this prospect is actually just asking for more information. Maybe you need to follow up later on, and things like that. So if they are ready to buy, of course you want to tag them as clicked on buy link, or link to buy. Okay, so when they click on this button, they'll be tagged with clicked on the link to buy. So later on, when you go to your audience, which is another cool feature, where ManyChat keep tracks of all the information in your fan page, right? Everybody that has interacted with you before. So if I click on this person, which doesn't have any information, which is fine. So so these are some of the people that I have tagged before. So you can see how I tagged them with clicked on thank you page, right? Basically, they click on the link, and I tag them so that I know they actually went and see more information on my website, instead of so this is the person that have clicked on the link, and I have tagged him. So by tagging this person, later on I can come in here and say, oh, this person actually click on my website and want more information, right? And this person even enter his email, and which means he's a qualified prospect, and which will help me to follow up later on, right? Versus somebody that has no tags, right? That person didn't even interact with me, didn't even go through the conversation, meaning he's not interested, right? And then I can spend less time with those people, and have better use of my time. All right. So with that said, I have taught you all the basics about creating conversations, and it's really about drafting the conversation that will lead to a sale, or talking to some of the prospects manually, and then learn what they want. And once you have the conversation drafted, so back to our example over here, this is what I have been going through, right, for my business, right? I usually ask them what they want more information, and I ask, give them instruction to buy, and I ask them, do they want to refer this product to other people and earn commissions and schedule a time with me, right? So this is my conversation, right? Once I draft that, then I can create that in ManyChat, which I've shown you, and as long as you follow these basics, people will interact with you, and they will, buy product or join your company on autopilot, right? See how powerful that is. And most importantly, you just have to draft how your conversation will go, and then implement it in ManyChat is just very simple. All right. Now, moving on to the next step, which is to get quality traffic. Now you have set up your bot, right? How can you get quality traffic to your chatbot so that you can generate more leads and sales? All right. Now, this is a very ninja way, right? I want to put it as ninja way because not a lot of people know how to do that. So let's say you have your Facebook post. It might be talking about a product, maybe it's talking about how you went from recruiting nobody to, now you have a beautiful team, and you basically have a training about how to do that, and you're offering to people, right? So let me give you an example. So this is my post. So I am focusing on recruiting, right? So I am basically showing this to network marketers. They already know about network marketing, and I want to teach them a way to actually build online, right? So my conversation is I was sharing my story, right, about how I was in network marketing, how I was struggling, and how I went through a transformation. I learned a new system, and how I now have like this free course, a step-by-step course. Let me zoom in a little bit. Step-by-step course, and giving away for a limited time, and then all they have to do is comment yes below, and then they can check their inbox later on. So I actually created this post, and in a way that they will comment below, and when they comment, my chatbot would be activated and talk to them directly, talk to them automatically. All right, how cool is that? So before we go into how you can set it up, the Facebook post again, you want to draft this post in a way that it covers a story, like a before and after state, right? Maybe the before is, let's say you're selling a product, selling a health and nutritional product. You want to say how you were, 200 pounds before, and then your husband or wife were complaining all the time, and you cannot find a size that fit yourself. So that's a struggle, that's a pain, that's a before state. And you want to say, oh, I discovered this product, and after using it for a couple weeks, I was able to lose a few inches, and now I went down 10 pounds or maybe 20 pounds, and this is just a life-changing experience for me. And at the end, you want to say, I'm giving out a free sample because I still have some on stock, and whoever interested, just comment yes below. right? So you can totally change it around and apply on your business, right? But the most important thing is you want to have a story, a very attractive story, and probably your own story. If you don't have your own story, use your customer's story, all right? And you want to provide pictures or videos, given that you have permission to use. Maybe your own picture is fine. If it's your customer, then you get permission from them. But again, do not post pictures that have your company name or product name in there, because if the name is in there, people is gonna go off to Google and they're gonna search, and who knows what's gonna come up in Google, right? It could be negative and they just went up not buying anything from you. Maybe it's positive, but they might went off just buy the product from somebody else, right? So, and then at the end of the post, you want to give them a next step. So my next step is, comment below, drop a yes to get a free sample, right? So when your prospect actually put a yes, comment a yes below. How do you connect it with ManyChat, right? So I'm gonna teach you how to do that. Now, when you log into ManyChat, just go to Growth Tools and just hit New Growth Tool. So there's a lot of widgets over here that you can use, but don't be overwhelmed. Just focus on one thing that I'm going to teach you right now, which is Facebook comments. All right, Facebook comments. So just give a name to this widget, Facebook comment test, right, and then click on Facebook comments. And then it's gonna ask you to select a post. All right, it's gonna ask you to select a post on your fan page. All right, not on your personal page. So you can just select, the post that you have just posted on your fan page. Let's say this one, and then you have to click this confirmation message, because ManyChat wants you to be compliant, right? It wants you to tell your subscriber or your fans that when they comment in your post, they will get a message. They know that they will get a message. All right. And over here, just ignore all these. Just go straight to next, and you can draft a message, right? So let's say we are doing first name. Thanks for commenting in my post, right? Can I send you, or can I get your address so that I can send you the sample? Okay, so you can customize this. Again, it depends on what you're doing, right? In this case, I was using the health and nutritional example, and then I want to send them a sample, right? So of course I want to get their address. Now you can just hit next, and I basically have to determine what they call the opt-in action. So don't be confused. This really means that when they reply, what do you want to do, right? So here it is. You can don't send any message, or you can send them a predefined message, and just ignore the last one because it's a little bit advanced. So to specify the message, you can click on edit, and I'll make sure you hit save, right? Because it's gonna lose the changes if you don't hit save. So when you click edit, you can say thanks for the info. I will send it over in the next few days. All right. So assuming that they gave you the address, right? You want to thank them, right? You want to actually respond to them and say that, oh, you will send the sample to them over the next few days. All right. So this is basically how you can take somebody that look at your post and commented in your post, and then connect it to ManyChat, and have like this conversation all automated. All right, actually is this one over here. Oh, so this is how you can take somebody from your fan page, right, reading your post over here, and then, let's say they're commenting in your post, and how you can connect them to your chatbot, and the whole conversation is going to be automated, and you don't even have to spend time responding to them, right? You just have to come in here and say, okay, this person wants the give me the address, and I'm gonna actually send it off to them, and maybe you can manually follow with them. But you can see how you can automate this lead generation just by creating a post, a very simple post with your picture, and then when they comment, ManyChat is gonna take over and do the conversation for you. Okay, so I know that the conversation, there's so many ways to draft the conversation, and it really depends on your business and what you want to achieve, what your goal is. So if you have any questions, just reach out to me, and I'm gonna have my contact information at the end. So lastly, I actually want to go through this, right? It could be overwhelming. It could be overwhelming when you first deal with what's a chatbot. When you're learning about ManyChat, or maybe you don't even have your fan page, right? Maybe you're struggling to create a fan page, right? So all these technology stuff, maybe you're not good at it. Or maybe you're just trying to perfect your conversation before actually implementing it in ManyChat. You want to make everything perfect because you don't want to miss anything. But I just have to say, you just have to get it going and not get it perfect. All right. So if you get it going, at least you are one step closer to your progress, right? But if you get it perfect, you might not make any progress because you end up in the same place. You're just trying to get it perfect, and there's no progress made. All right. So with that said, this is how to reach out to me if you have any questions about Chatbot. I understand that this might be your first time learning about Chatbot, how you can actually bring somebody from Facebook into an automated conversation. It's still very personal because you are able to reference the first name. You are able to provide the interaction through buttons, through giving them choices, and then you can create the entire conversation all inside ManyChat. And even though they know it's a chatbot, but they feel like they're talking to you. It's a customized conversation, right? And this is the leverage that you can get. But imagine how top earners, how top recruiters or retailers are having so much recruit and sales every single month, right? They are leveraging some sort of system to generate leads for them. And this is your way to actually stand out from all the network marketers, from maybe from people in your company, how you can actually 10x your team and actually explode your team with this technology, with this new feature with Facebook. All right. And again, this is my email if you want to reach out to me for any questions about Chatbot. And really look forward to see you implementing this and really crush it with combining the traditional way of building network marketing and the new way of how we can incorporate just some simple technology, right? Facebook Messenger, just simple chatbot, and how you can actually have some leverage in your prospecting process, so that when you are not just manually interacting, you have some leverage on your hand, right? You don't have to sit in front of a computer or hold your phone all the time and to respond to your prospects. ManyChat or now Facebook chatbot can do it for you, right? So I hope that you can really crush it, and I look forward to see your success.